And don't forget to leave a donation on the way out. Number 8,428. Number 8,428. Number 8,400. You're lucky. And you're late. I was just about to call the next person in line. I dread having to do that to anyone, but we have efficiency standards. You know, strictly enforced quotas. We're going to have to make up for those lost seconds somehow. Okay. Let's see. You can read this later. Just sign. Well, I can't offer any confessional services here at the Department of Mistakes, Confessions, and Corrections without a signature. Okay. ID. Why do we need ID? Because we can't have anyone walking in off the street and confessing to sins and mistakes under someone else's identity. Duh. You can imagine what kind of chaos that would lead to. You thought this was confidential? Child, please, nothing is confidential ever. Not in the world we live in now. Do you want absolution or not? All right. You look like you've been through some stuff since that photo was taken. Right. Okay, now that's out of the way. Do I look like a social worker type? Compassionate social worker? Anyway, just looking at you, I have an idea why you're here. I have a sense of what you need to confess to. There's a protocol we have to follow. Because there's always at least 2 or 3 mistakes, slip-ups, transgressions that you people block from your awareness that we have to drag out of you. All right, let's get to the confessional questions. We're going to start with crimes of the heart, crimes of passion, abuses parts. These are often the most onerous, burdensome, and injurious offenses. I'm just going to rattle off a list of offenses and you indicate which you've committed. A simple yes will suffice. You do not have to give me the salacious details. Honey, every story is essentially the same, and I've heard those stories, each and every one of them, a billion times. You ready? Right, so crimes of the heart. Have you ever told someone you love them just to have your way with them? You know what I mean? What about telling someone you don't love them when really you do? Okay. Have you ever lied about being in love with someone to gain some sort of advantage? Have you ever deliberately given someone the impression that you were interested in them romantically when you weren't, to advance your own situation? For example, to gain physical release or favors. You have dirtbag. Have you ever told two or more people you love them at the same time? No, not at the very same moment. Contemporaneously. What about getting or staying into a relationship for some kind of material gain? That could be a place to live, meals of any kind, meals at restaurants. They don't have to be like Michelin rated level restaurants. Gifts like clothes, jewels, 4K TVs, Xbox, PlayStation, and the like. No, this is an equal gender offense, hence the inclusion of high-end electronics in the clarifying example. You'd be surprised. Our main objective here at the Department of Mistakes, Corrections, and Confessions is to prevent heart injuries, to maintain the purity and the potency of the word love and the spirit of love, which does not seem that you've been adhering to. We'll see what we can do about that. All right, so here's your sentence, your penance, if you will. You're barred from using the word love or anything resembling this word thereof for a duration of 36 months. Ever, at all, in all contexts, you are forbidden to use this word for anything. Not even to say, I love ice cream, or I love this one show on Amazon Prime. Sorry, that's a bad example, because no one loves any shows on Amazon Prime. But you get the message. Better. Okay. Now what I want you to do is I want you to hold up your right hand. Just hold it up and repeat after me. Say, I state your name. Good. I'm guilty of the crime of using the word love and using it for fraudulent exploitative, and injurious purposes. And as part of my rehabilitation, I swear to refrain from using the word love in any and all contexts. Hold your hand up. For the next 36 months. Decent. Okay, we'll get better at this. If people like you would just keep the terms of your probation and rehabilitation, we might actually see improvement in quality of life and a drop in human suffering rates. Okay, I'm required to read you your probation terms. Okay, ready? If any breach of this sentencing occurs within the period of 36 months, absolution will be revoked and a harsher penalty shall be applied at the discretion of the district magistrate. You get that? Penalties for violating this agreement include, but are not limited to, fines of up to $19,999 or 3 months hard labor community service. Do you understand? Okay, good. We've got eyes on you. All right, we need to move on to crimes of the hands and the feet. Excuse me? I'm in charge of this process. The meaning of that will be clear if you just let me finish without interrupting. Crimes of the hands and feet. These are crimes that you commit either through inaction or the wrong action. I'm going to read you some of the most commonly committed crimes of the hands and feet. I'm going to start with some of the most disruptive and injurious. Look down the list. Okay, the inaction, wrong action crimes. Failing or refusing to give someone a ride, from transport to something important, say a job interview, work, school, grocery shopping, anything similar to that, when you had the means to perform this action and they were in need, the other party. Okay, seeing a homeless person on the sidewalk outside of Trader Joe's or Whole Foods specifically, and failing to offer to buy them a refreshing beverage or a nourishing, life-sustaining morsel of food. All right, catcalling a woman or a man on the side of the road when you could have just quietly noted to yourself that you found them attractive and kept walking and driving. Without terrifying that individual. Yes. On a regular basis, failing to help your partner, loved ones, or roommates with essential chores like cleaning, dishwashing, trash duties, and generally treating others like your personal cleanup crew. All right. If you're an employer, you are. Feeling about that. Okay, pulling a Bob Cratchit / Jeff Bezos by failing to pay your employees as much as they would need to live a comfortable life without insomnia producing money woes. All right. Okay. Donating your unwanted clothes and household goods to Goodwill Industries when you could have just as easily have loaded them into your car, driven them to a trailer park, a homeless camp, or a women's shelter. Need to think about that. Wasting food. Anything that would fall under this category. Okay. Hitting on a woman at the gym while she's just trying to get her workout in. Alright. There might be one other question. Okay. Anything that would be seen objectively by others as bullying, trolling, baiting, hate porning, public shaming, jealousy, motivated canceling, anything like that. Alright, last one. Willingly and knowingly buy clothes from a sweatshop, fast fashion company, such as Perpetually a Teen or Shine. Okay, sorry, there are a few more here related to the wasting food. Okay, spending more than $200 or actually $100 on a meal for 2 people. All right, spending more than 2 hours a night or day playing video games or watching TV when you could be volunteering, doing something useful such as building a community garden, building shelter for the homeless, something charitable and pro-social. You're not alone in that one. Okay, similar, spending more time at your local gym than volunteering at a local charity, say an organization that helps the working poor, do home repairs, or provides homework help for school children. Okay, looks like you do have a problem with laziness or sloth and selfishness. Okay, so the remedy for that is going to be, okay, it's a 3-pronged approach, okay, to cure you of these sloth and selfishness issues. First, your groceries. Okay, they're going to be garnished. 10% of your weekly grocery bill is going to be donated to the poor, as well as 2% of your weekly dining out expenses. Okay, 2, you're going to lose all Grubhub privileges, effective immediately. 3rd, related to the wasting time, not helping out thing, you can lose your gaming and TV watching privileges for 1 month. This is usually the part where our confessors have a meltdown. Anything about PlayStation, Xbox, or TV, and they start crying and a temper tantrum, and then trying to bribe me and negotiate a deal. All right, I don't know what to do with that. You seem okay with it. You've been craving a parental figure to help you beat your gaming addiction. Well, looks like you came to the right place. Congrats. You now have one. Okay. I want you just to sign here. Okay, same statement, fines, penalties, and conditions. Okay. Merci beaucoup. And Dankeschön. All right. Now you're going to pledge your commitment to change. Okay. You're ready to pledge your commitment to change. Okay. Right hand again. I state your name. Well done. I'm guilty of the crimes of abusing, misusing, and failing to use my hands and feet for what they were intended for, to bring help, hope, joy, and peace of mind to the lives of others. As part of my rehabilitation, I swear to become more active in all the right ways. Remember all that? Okay. And avoid self-indulgent, slothful actions that only benefit me in the short term, but that ultimately leave me feeling like a useless, fraudulent, unchildish waster. Well then, that just leaves the crimes of the soul. You don't have a soul? That might be true of some people who come in here, but anyone who's amenable to taking action on crimes of the heart and the hands and feet definitely has a soul. But this is the hardest category when it comes to confession. I'm experienced and ready to wrangle if we need to, just to let you know. And let me just say that penalties and penance for this category are arbitrarily determined by yours truly. So, if you make this easy for me, I might be more likely to reciprocate. It helps if you think of crimes of the soul as anything you can do. Mostly attitudes, speech, practices that vertently or inadvertently exclude, oppress, harass, vex, instill fear or feelings of inferiority in others, or crimes of the soul often express themselves, well, really they're all rooted in insecurity and fear. But they can express themselves as sexism, racism, homophobia, classism, religionism, laptopism. And they can go either way. I mean, rich people mess with the poor, and the poor can hate on the rich. Women exclude and villainize men. Men call women all sorts of derogatory names and subjugate them. Treat them like baby machines, or barbacks, or helpless baby birds. Yeah. Like dolphins tangled in a six-pack. It's a plastic ring, and maybe you don't. You don't have any crimes of the soul. Child, that's what they all say. Everyone has at least 1,000 crimes of the soul. They could be tried for at any moment. As long as you are breathing, eating, and passing gas, you'll be committing some kind of soul crime anytime you do something that deprives another person of their ability to freely express themselves. That's a crime against the soul. I'm gonna let you think about that for a moment. Reflect. Do some reflection. Yes, anything that has a censoring effect is a soul crime. And soul crimes don't just do harm to others. It's the criminal who loses the most. You are deprived of the opportunity to learn something about yourself and be a bigger person, more magnanimous. Okay, so just reflect on that. I'm going to ask you again. Have you committed any soul crimes since your last confession? Be honest. That's what I thought, of course. Okay. Well, I can't force you to confess to anything. So you think on that. And if your conscience starts gnawing at you, you need to make an appointment to come back in. Alright, here's how this works. You have your pledges, you have your penance, right? So your penance officer will be in touch within the next 5 to 7 business days. Until then, do you have any questions for me? I really hope you don't, because I have a daily quota that I need to maintain just to be able to keep my job. Please say you don't have any questions. Okay, make it quick. Okay, if you adhere to the penance 100%, are you less likely to contract the virus or take an economic hit? Okay, let me repeat that. If you adhere to your penance 100%, are you less likely to contract the virus or take an economic hit? So you're asking. We have a code for this. I keep forgetting the code number. It's new. We've been asked this question so many times. Okay, we got it. It's code. Code 19 2020. Okay. All right. Here's the response that I'm required by law to read to you. Okay. Well, the Department of Mistakes, Confessions, and Penance cannot make any guarantees regarding individuals' susceptibility to viruses, diseases, or financial hardship or misfortune. The DMCC does have reliable and valid evidence that a program of penance has been shown to relieve stress, improve one's overall quality of life, and has been correlated with improved health indicators in individuals from most cultures, religions, and ethnic backgrounds. Does that answer your question? Does that answer it? Okay, now off you go. And don't forget to make a donation